Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for this episode, I do want to share a very useful tip to help you create a GL journal template so you can reuse and reload for future use. All right, and then that function is called load ledger transactions. So it seems straightforward, but in this episode, I'm going to show you a tip where you can basically bring the whole journal through this journal batch ID instead of having the constraints of loading per voucher. All right, so as usual, as part of the agenda, first I'm going to talk about the common options to create a GL journal template, and then I'm going to get to this load ledger transactions, the main benefits, and I'm going to give you a live demo how we can use this straightforward function, but at the same time doing some tweaks so you can bring the whole journal with you easily. All right, so with that being said, let's get started. Number one, what are the common options to create a GL journal template? So the first thing I think most of us will think about is the periodic journal. So that's typically used when you have monthly transactions, which will be the same, but only the dates will be updated to the next month, for example. So in that case, use periodic journal. And the second option, if you want to reuse an existing journal entry, you may think of this enter function. You have this save voucher template option. Basically, you create a GL journal, save it as a voucher template, and going forward, you can select this voucher template so all that transactions will come up. But the downside of this is you see the name is called voucher template, meaning that it's going to be based on each voucher. So this is an example of my current journal entry, and you can see within this journal entry, I actually have multiple vouchers. Just to balance the transaction, I have one voucher per line. But actually, when I do the journal template for the next month, when I want to pull up this journal template, I do want to bring all the lines all together within one single journal. But if I'm using this save voucher template function, it's going to only bring me one voucher because that's voucher based. So it's not going to work, right? So that brings me to introduce this concept of load ledger transactions, where you can actually decide whether you want to bring only one voucher or you want to bring the whole journal. And on top of that, you can even decide whether you want to use the same amount or do a calculation of the percentage. And you're going to see that another cool feature with this load ledger transactions is that you can actually use that for your journal reversal, meaning that if I have posted an entry and that is wrong, I will need to fix that. So basically, you can use this load ledger transactions and let the system automatically inverse the sign so you have your journal reversal ready to be posted. You don't need to manually inverse the debit credit. So system will handle that for you. So for all those cool features, we're going to see in a second for the demo. All right, so again, for the demo purposes, I'm going to use this single journal entry, but with multiple vouchers. And for this journal, I have already posted, as you can see. So now the scenario is, okay, I have this journal posted. For the next month, I do want to use the same journal, but I want to bring all the available lines instead of each voucher. So let's do that. I'm going to open up another tab, and here I will create a new journal. It's like starting from scratch. And here I just need to select the journal name. In my case, it's going to be general journal, and then go to lines. All right, so very straightforward. You don't need to save any template. You can just directly go here under functions and choose this load ledger transactions. So here is your parameter table. Basically, on the voucher side, you can say, okay, for this new journal, I want to use the exact same original voucher number. Typically, we don't recommend because you want to have the traceability and all the new transactions will carry a unique new voucher number. Or you can also decide to apply the same new voucher number for all vouchers. So in our case, we have three lines carrying different voucher, but you can say just one new voucher number for all the lines, right? And for the remaining options, basically it's just to have new voucher number per voucher or per transaction. So for me, I want to use this new voucher number per voucher. So that way we'll still have three lines, but every line will carry a new voucher number. And here you see we have this accrued transactions. You can enable this option to include all the accrued transactions in that reversal as well. So typically this load ledger transactions is used for reversal. So that way you can also include the accrued transactions. And again, as part of the reversal, you can let the system automatically invert the sign. So that way you don't need to manually change the debit credit. Your journal is ready to be posted as a reversal. So this is what I referred to previously, right? And actually in my use case, I don't want to do a reversal. I just want to reuse the same journal template. So I leave it disabled. Moving down here, you have the units. So in terms of dates and time, it's actually similar to the periodic journal. You can say, okay, I want to post this journal on the next day or on the next month or years, etc. So let's say for my next month, I want to recall this previous posted journal template and then make changes through Excel add-in. So I can put month and number of units to be 1. Now I have everything ready. I can just do OK. All right, now you see we got the alert message. So we need to select at least one filter criteria, enter this records to include. So that's exactly the part that I want to show you here. So from the filter perspective, you will need to let the system know which journal entry or which voucher template you want to use to bring into your new journal, right? So here is where you define this filter. So I'm clicking on this filter options. All right, so similar to other query tables, you have access to multiple fields, tables, and add the criteria. Very confusing point is here you have this journal number. So a lot of people come back to me and say, oh, I put the journal number here, but it's not working. The reason is this journal number is different from the journal batch number. So let me explain. I'm going back to the posted journal here. So on my posted journal, you see I have this journal number 00695. This is my journal batch number. So when I go back, you can see clearly here is my journal batch number, right? Under this column. And this is a technical name. And when I get back in again, now let's see what is journal number. Journal number is actually similar to your voucher. So once it's posted, let me click voucher. And you can see the first column here is called journal number, which is different from our journal batch number that we reviewed previously. And this journal number is also per voucher. So if I do another line here, let's go to the second line, go to voucher, you're going to see this journal number gets updated. So that means if I want to bring the whole journal with different voucher numbers, I cannot use that journal number field. So coming back to this filter, this journal number is not available. And now how I can add the journal batch number within this query table. So to do that, we need to find another joins and have that field available. So let me show you. Click here on joins and then open up this general journal account entry, general journal entry, and under here, I want to find that table, which is called the ledger table, something like that. So when I click here, I can do add table join. All right, now let's show details where you can see the table name and description. So when I scroll down, I'm going to give you the name directly. It is called Ledger Entry Journal. So I select this one and check the select button. And now basically you can see this ledger entry journal has been added under GL entry section. So now we can go back to this range and let's see if we can add this journal batch number. So basically from this derived table, from this table first, let's find this ledger entry journal we just added, right? And then this derived table is updated automatically. Now I can filter on this field, which is called journal batch number, exactly what we're looking for, right? So from here, I'm going back to the previous posted journal and just copy the journal batch number and coming back to put it under criteria. And once I'm done, I can do OK, right? And then you have a way to save it. I'm going too fast, so let me go back. Now you have journal batch number. Now I want to save this as a query that I commonly use. So you can also here click Save As and give a name called journal batch number. And then from here, just do OK. So next time you can select this query you joined table previously, right? So let's do OK. And if I scroll down, you'll see this journal batch number has been added. So let's do OK. Now I would expect the system to give me those 3 lines carrying new voucher number with the date being posted to the next month. those are our criteria, right? So now as you can see, we have exactly multiple voucher numbers. It's just bringing the debit credit as two different lines with the offset, so two liners instead of one liner. And the date is also updated to May period. Let me switch back. So previously we had the date as of 4/1. Now it's going to 5/1. All right, that's everything I want to share today. Hopefully this is helpful, and feel free to comment down below if you see other options to do GL journal template. Please like, subscribe, and support the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.